I think it only ever scares you, Lori. You think I would be prepared every time. That means my stress level is too high if it scares me. Well, good morning, everybody. We are meeting with Karlie Buss today with the Haymaker Creative Arts District. And we're just going to be chatting and listening to what she has to say about what the Creative Arts District is and what she has planned for the next year. If you haven't been Grinched already, you probably will be. And take it away, Karlie.
Yeah, I didn't really come up with a presentation. I thought I'd just answer what questions you have and what you already know about the Creative District and what you want to know. I do have a map. This is the boundary of our district.
You're good.
Originally, when they applied, they tried to make the entire city limits our district, but we had to limit that down to mostly just our downtown area. And then, so that's, we can still do projects outside of the boundary of our district if it pertains to the goals of our district, but geographically that is the district.
Is that the downtown area, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I marked on there the street
Oh,
numbers.
there's some radio right there, okay. Sure.
So what is the Creative Arts District?
I'm just gonna ask.
Yep, we're a designation through the Nebraska Arts Council, that geographic area encodes that, where we promote art and creativity and try to beautify our city, make it a place that people want to visit and live in and work in.
Is one of those, is it also to try to recruit art businesses, creative businesses?
Yeah, I mean, anything to support, it's pretty broad, based on that. So our strategic plan didn't include any new art businesses. It'd be wonderful if we could. We would like to have some kind of gallery downtown, some kind of residence eventually for like artist in residence at the Henry and things like that. A Bluetooth, like wayfinding digital walk for all of our public art pieces. And we remodeled the welcome garden. We're working on our branding. We're working on getting a 3D interactive projector to display graphic art downtown on the side of the Hunter's Meridian Museum. And so far, that's what we've been up to. And I'm just part-time, so I'm trying to do the most I can with the time I have.
Yeah. What about, I'm just curious, have you talked about the mural on the side of, I think it would be the Shabby Chic? I asked that question last time. She told me that'd be a question for you. You know what mural I'm talking about?
Shabby Chic.
Well,
On Brooks
The crazy
yeah.
cookies.
Yeah. So when we did our pumpkin decorating during Spook Night, where we had 400 kids come in and decorated mini pumpkins. It was really cool. We had I wish this was stickers where people could fill out like what they wish that mural was. And so we got some ideas there. It's not something that's on our strategic plan at this time to do a mural project.
Like the stuff that I just think it needs brightened up.
It does. And it was originally an art club project and they don't want it anymore. So yeah, it's something that we could take on. And I've talked to Paul and he owns the building and he's open to it being
Yeah, and
redone.
I think Rose Maple had mentioned one time that a while back on the tourist community, she would refurnish that or whatever.
Yeah.
Brighten it up.
Yeah, it needs done. It
Yeah.
does. And there are a couple locations around town that would be great spots for murals. So a mural project is definitely something that we would consider in the future.
That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
So are those bronze statues at the library?
Yes, I love your statue.
Nice. How does the Creative Arts District get their funding?
Right now, we're funded fully by a Creative District Development Grant from the Nebraska Arts Council. And so when you are designated as a district, you receive a designation grant, and then from there you can apply for your development is what it's called, development grant. And so right now we're funded fully by that development grant.
And is it just like a year long or how long?
5 years. We have 5 years to spend the grant. It was $249,000.
Wow.
So, yep. So that funds my position and the, the welcome garden and some of these other projects that were.
So you talked about the strategic plan. Do you guys have like a website where the strategic plan is published?
That's part of our strategic plan, is creating a website and creating branding. And we are in the works of that. We're participating in the Active-G website that the city and the CBC and the chamber and the foundation are all creating their new websites on. So we will have a website soon. But not yet. We have a Facebook page that we are trying to grow and trying to be more active on, but yeah, no website yet, but it's in the works.
I see you have Facebook over here. Are you on Instagram also?
I'm not very active on the Instagram. It's, like I said, I'm only part-time, and where we don't have a website yet, that any traffic that we got on that, they wouldn't have anywhere to go. So,
Well, I know that like for the library, we have our Facebook and our Instagram linked.
Right.
So when you post on one, it's on
together.
both
Yep.
places.
Yeah, and I know I have not focused on growing the social medias yet because, like I said, I want to have the website and we don't even have a logo right now, so we're still in the foundational phases of that. But yeah, we will have a rolling out of our new social medias and websites. Hopefully, I would say by spring, we'd be ready for that.
Do you meet with other people that, or are you linked with Gothenburg and all the other communities too?
No, Gothenburg, the closest creative district is probably North Platte.
Okay.
And so there is a creative district cohort Zoom meeting once a quarter where all the creative districts get together. There's a project right now that I'm working on with the Vinson Creative District out of Omaha, where they want to have some kind of postcard designed from every creative district. So we're collaborating in that way on some projects. And
Do they ask for you to do that grant? Do you have to show what you're doing, or yeah, you do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so we'll have to report any of our projects and our budget, and something new that we'll have to report is all visitors to our district from out of town. So that's kind of a new thing that I'm thinking through, how we as a community can collaborate on tracking out of town visitors. Yeah, some people use, there are softwares that you can use that you have to purchase where you can like scan a QR code and sign in, or like the Henry has their sign-in book or different things like that, but it'd be good to just streamline that for inside community. Hi,
Sorry, I'm late. Okay. I'm trying to think, can you tell everybody more about the Grinch?
I was going to ask the
Yeah.
same thing, because that was the fun one.
Yeah, let me pull it up here. Then I can show you what he looks like.
I was gonna say, I saw him this morning or yesterday morning in Arnold Insurance Agency.
Yeah.
I love how they put him right in the window by their inflatables, so you couldn't miss him.
Yeah.
You couldn't miss him.
He was just, yeah. So we have a Grinch cutout that is moving around between downtown businesses, and it's a fundraiser. So when he shows up, here's just an example of what he looks like. There's 3 of them. It's just a little Grinch cutout.
Okay.
And so he goes to, you've probably seen.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, because this is cute. So he's moving around, so when somebody Grinches you, you've been Grinched, and it hangs out for 2 days unless you make a donation and move them on to someone else.
Okay.
So it's been really fun. Yeah.
And what are you raising money for?
For the interactive projector for downtown.
Okay. Can you talk a little more about that? Yeah, or maybe show them how it works, because the video is so cool.
Yes, the video is really fun.
I'm just gonna face it this way since I think everyone else has seen it, yeah.
Have you seen it, Lori?
Yeah, so at the city council meeting, it's good.
Okay.
And that will be around town to,
That'll be at the green space.
at the green space. Okay.
Projecting on the museum wall. So how much does something like that cost?
So that's, the one we're looking at is a 4,000 lumen model, so it'll show, even at sundown, and if there's a little bit of lighting, it's got a really bright projection.
Now, does it move on to some, just keep saying, what is it we do?
Oh, yeah, it hasn't moved.
Oh yeah, it should be a whole video.
Let's see.
Here's, this page is the one that's got the example of what the,
What it's gonna show?
Oh, except for it's all sideways.
Sideways.
Oh, it's sideways, yeah.
but the basics of what it does, it interacts with the background and the canvas that it's displaying onto, and it can interact with 3D elements within the canvas. And so, an example would be like if you had some hay bales set up in front of it, it jumps from hay bale to hay bale, and it interacts with the, its surroundings. There we go. I'll just hold it.
My favorite is the haunted house, because it shows like the ghosts going through the windows. I mean, I love it. I think it's fun. So how much does that cost?
The one that I'm looking at, so Luxido, $3,600, and the design software is really easy to use. It's a really good model, and they've used it in a lot of different installations, like in other cities and in New York, and they do art exhibits with it, and it has a lot of case studies, and it's really good.
So what do you see, or what did the board see as how you would use that?
It'll display, like digital graphic artworks, like mural-like displays onto that 100th Meridian wall. It can, sponsors could pop up on it, and it could be an advertising for, product launches and events around town. It can display movies and event screenings and things like that. And then it also can be moved from that location and used at other events. And so, it could be out at the airport during the tailwinds, displaying something out at the airport, or it can be moved around from place to place.
And the other thing, as part of the board, is Karlie can actually now establish a revenue source. So if people want to have it out there, there would just be like a little rental fee, but something to put into, because the goal of the creative district is in time, we have to be self-sustainable, right? Grant money isn't gonna last forever, and we don't want this program to ever go away. So we have to figure out ways that it can generate revenue without coming to like the taxing organizations and asking for money. So like this would be something that could be rented out. If a company was having a product launch or a special event and they wanted it advertised on that wall, there would be just a fee for that, because that is going to be huge advertisement versus even putting it in the paper for a week, right? So it was a great idea on Karlie's part, and then when we got to really talking about it, we're like, wait, we can use it for this, and we could use it for that. So we're very excited about it, and just excited that Karlie found that for us. It's going to be really cute. And if you think about it, look how expensive murals are to get done in communities, right? And you have to have permission of the building owner, and then you have to get the products or the materials, right? And then it has to be repainted in 5 years. We can have a different mural on that wall every week if we want to. So I think it's just very, very exciting. I know the school will use it. I know Corey Fisher will have the school using it for different events. So I
It'll
think
be
it's
interesting to see it unfold.
gonna be fun. Yep. So
And you
we just
have
gotta
to
send that
involve
Grinch around wherever we want.
the community to see it.
It's, yeah, we wanna be the first one around here to have it, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
They have that truck in North Platte I saw that drives around with the billboard on it. That's
Finding
good
that
too.
those
I
too.
like that.
They drive around.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
They're not huge ones.
I used to work with the gentleman that owns that track. It's a very good idea.
So who's all on your board?
Yeah. I was just gonna-
Oh, let me pull up the list, because there's 13 of them, so I don't remember anyone else.
You guys meet just once a month then? Is that what you-
Once a month, yep. So Trey Boss, the high school art teacher, Robin Geiser with the foundation, Marlene Geiger and Peter Osborne with the Robert Henry, Tom Gasinski with
Oh,
the
from Dawson
Dawson Home, Mark Lewis, the graphic designer, Rose Maple, local artist, Jen McEwen with Code Development, Laura here at the library, Nikki at the city, Jordan at the chamber, and Tammy Thurn with the Grand Generation Center.
And how did you get to be on the board?
Well, they were already there when I got there, so. yeah.
When we were applying for designation, one of the things we had to show is that it wasn't just one or two organizations putting this together. We had to show a variety of organizations coming together and working together. So we looked at the creative aspect of that and utilizing that. And so of course, the library was a no-brainer on getting somebody from the school. We absolutely wanted that. And in the past, we had the superintendent and the band instructor. So we're excited that we still have Trey, because it's very hard for them to make meetings during the day, which we understand. And then we looked at the Henry to kind of represent the museums. And Rose represented not only the local arts club, but she represented the tourism committee. Tammy's on the tourism committee, Peter's on the tourism. So we had a lot of overlapping, and that's how we did that. And Dawson Home is a gallery in itself.
Oh,
When you walk, it's not just a furniture store, it is a beautiful space. So we wanted to be able to tie in a local business owner to have on the board. So that's kind of how everybody was put together.
But you always have to have a backdrop, a big backdrop, right? You know, a big building, right? Or
For the
smaller,
projector.
For the
Yeah.
projector.
for the projector.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. No, it can
This
project
wall.
onto any,
On
so
the
the
wall.
largest that it can display is 16 foot by 25 foot. So that's how it'll display on the museum
That's
wall.
the largest.
Yeah.
okay.
But it could interact with like any 3D element. So say you had it projecting onto a vehicle or an airplane, and it could just look like there was some kind of, fish swimming across is the example that they used. But it can interact with any, it doesn't have to be a large element, but it will display up to 16 by 25 feet and then as small as.
With that projector, do you have to get a speaker system too, to go with it, a sound
Yeah,
system?
Yeah, so it has a speaker built in with it, and then there is a radio program where you can scan like a QR code and it will pull music up on your phone or on a computer or anything like that, and then, yeah, it could be connected to it.
How loud does the speaker system get? You know?
Yeah, if you were gonna do an event, then you would want to have some kind of,
Like
audio.
additional.
Mhm,
System
yep,
plugged in.
Yep, a system plugged in.
I just know that when we've done outdoor movies before, when the trains go by,
Yes.
you have to have loud speakers.
Yep, for events, it can be connected to additional, audio system. Or like I said, you can plug it on your phone and play it in your car if you're, driving by and want to hear.
Or it's super cold out.
Yeah, right.
Sit in the warmth of your vehicle and watch it.
Weather, is
Exactly
it
what you got it, girl.
something like that, weather
Can sit out
tolerant,
any
you
inclement
know?
weather.
Yep,
Just
it's built within a steel enclosure that is,
so
It's built to be
rain or
outside.
whatever won't damage it and all that.
yep,
And I was thinking like Christmas, you could do a lot of things at Christmas too, like that
everything.
man.
Easter,
I don't know,
Christmas.
steamrollers or something.
4th of July,
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Year.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween, so much.
everything.
150th.
It's over.
Yeah, it's
I'm not so
over.
excited, Lori.
Yeah, volleyball game,
I
football
think
game.
I told you guys my word for the year. Next year's no. I'm practicing already, no.
Yeah,
So what else is on your strategic plan? You talked about your strategic plan a little bit.
yeah, I think it's something that's growing as I've been, new in the position. Like I said, right now, we're working on a, art walk and setting up some, potentially some small downtown galleries and empty windows and buildings downtown. The branding for our district, putting a logo and a website and advertising the district. Having a coordinator for the district, the welcome garden, and, that's really the meat of the strategic plan right now.
And then the state requires that we have a 1 and 10-year plan in place, and that will be to be eligible for future grants through the Department of Economic Development. So within our 5-year grant time, we need to have a 1 and 10-year plan.
So that'll be, that's on our strategic plan, is to extend our strategic plan.
Are you able to give any ideas as to what you're doing with the welcome garden?
Yeah, well, the unveiling for the welcome garden is on January 15th. So Jack's Welding is creating something new for the space. So yeah, it'll be, I don't think I want to give away what we're going to do with it, but we would love to have you at the unveiling on January 15th. So,
Time during the day or?
yeah, at 3:45. So yeah, we plan on, having that on, are you guys on social media? Did you social media?
Is that the Facebook or anything?
I mentioned that last time. I'm trying to compile a list of,
Paper.
I was gonna say, I have their addresses also, so we can mail them a flyer.
Yeah, and then somehow to get the community up with you guys.
yes. And yeah, I'm working on compiling a list of emails so that we can get some kind of email newsletter out, and then we do, try to get flyers around town and things like that. Yeah, but January 15th at 3:45 with a celebration to follow at the Tap House, where we're gonna, have some snacks and a caricature artist to draw people and an art pop-up shop for our local creatives to display their art.
People love artists to do
Yeah.
that. They do that in the old market
Oh,
in
yeah.
Omaha.
Yeah.
We did that
That's
one
kind of
time, we
fun.
got our
Yeah.
pictures too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Yeah, it's
Fun
so cool.
character.
It's great when you did it too, wow.
It's fun. Yep, so that's January 15th. That'll be exciting. And yeah, I didn't come up with a presentation because I thought we were just gonna do
Oh, yeah.
Q&A, so whatever other questions you have.
That's what community chats are about,
Right,
chatting.
yes.
You don't have to do a
Right.
presentation.
Yeah,
Some people
everyone
like
does
to.
it a little different, yeah.
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 I'm just trying to think what other questions I have. How has the, feedback from the community been for you? Or is it kind of like this? What are you actually doing?
Yeah, no.
What
I
do you
yeah.
do? What's your job description?
I actually think people have a pretty good grasp on what a creative arts district is and what our goal is. And so far, really, especially with this Fringe fundraiser, has been really fun to go into all the businesses and meet everybody and talk to everybody and answer questions about this projector. I think they understand what it is. I don't think they can vision the impact that we're going to have, which is going to be exciting to like show them what our plan is and what we want to do and get some input on that. But yeah, I would say overall the response has been really positive.
Are you looking at like doing, if this gets funded, say by February, how long would it take to get the projector? And then are you looking at doing something monthly, weekly?
Yeah.
As far as actual programs, like not taking into account maybe the advertising, like actually doing something with it?
Yeah, the design software is really easy to use, so we could change it as frequently as weekly. But it would depend on what was going on. We'll definitely do stuff for holidays and for events around. But yeah, as far as a schedule for the displays, it'll vary. I don't know that we have a plan for that. The system is made in Tennessee and they're in stock and ready to ship. So as soon as we have the funds, we'll have it.
So what's your goal?
Well, this fundraiser ends on the 23rd. So hopefully we get to our goal by then, and then have it in time for the ribbon cutting at the, welcome garden. So that's.
But then what's your goal? I mean,
Possible.
like, your program.
I thought you were saying my
Oh,
timeline.
No, not
program
possible.
goal, okay.
You already answered my question on how much it would cost.
what is our goal with the projector?
On how to use it.
Yeah. Like I said, to display for holidays and for.
Right, but your goal, like if you get it in
Like-
if you get it in February, is your goal to do something in February?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I understand, yes, yeah, we'll get started right away, as soon as it's installed.
How is that gonna be like, should I have to say this, but protected, like nobody can?
Yep, it has, built-in security features where you can only control the device using the login and software.
Okay, so somebody can come up and, in the middle of the night or something.
Yep.
And damage it.
It'll be bolted
Just like
down.
I was questioning the veterans bathroom, I just thought that, and I said, people go in these bathrooms and damage them.
Mhm.
And I thought, why don't we get like a camera or something?
Yeah.
On the outside, I know Holdridge has one, and where else could we see another one?
Gothenburg, yes.
Dog,
Yeah,
yes,
just to
outside,
prevent
and they
vandalism.
tend to not have as much.
Yeah.
Any.
We have cameras that, Jimmy moves, around, and it has deterred people. We were having a lot of issues like at Candy Cane Park. So a camera was put up there for a while and now people don't, so we'll just move it. So veterans will be next, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's the veterans, I think it needs to be nice,
Is it heavy? Is something like that? That projector's like, the city guys gotta set it up or who?
No, no, it's not heavy, I would say maybe 10 pounds, and that's only because it's in that cold rolled steel enclosure.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, super easy to install and rent out.
maintenance stuff.
Good question.
Plug in, the battery, I don't know.
Yep,
that-
Is it
standard,
run
standard
through
one.
satellite, how's it ran, or you just, how do you run it, how's it run?
Yeah, so, you program it again through that Lucido software, and so the device has to be hooked up to Wi-Fi or a hotspot on your phone, just while you're programming the display, and then it just
It runs.
remembers it and runs it.
It is,
Yep.
Can you talk a little more about the murals? So you can project murals on there. Are they like through a database in the software that you have the rights to show those murals?
Yes.
Or
So
are
the-
they original?
The software comes with templates that you can use, and so, these displays they'd be created by me at the creative district. We would use these templates to create the mural-like displays. So yeah, it comes with the software, the different displays, where you can create your own and add different elements through that design software.
Because I'm sure it's probably similar to, I was at a Van Gogh art thing, and it was very 3D
Yes.
interactive, so I'm guessing it's kind of like that. Do you have the ability to use like well-known artists, or do you have to create something?
I don't know the answer to that question, if you can use, things, artworks, I don't know what kind of licenses there are on things like that. So, great question, something to look into.
How do you use it like a manhunt single or something?
Yes, yeah,
And that would definitely be copyrighted, but you'd have to have.
yeah, because it was my vision to display some Robert Henright, some, interactive Robert Henright artworks up there, but, now that I think through that, I don't know what kind of licenses you would need to, something I'll look into.
I think the
Well, the Henry will be
gave
easy
it
enough.
permission,
Yeah.
But Starry Night,
Yes,
you'd have to have the
exactly.
Mets permission.
Right, yeah, yeah.
To do that.
Mhm.
And then so is,
Mostly original design.
okay, my understanding from listening to you talk is that you're gonna be fundraising quite a bit to make yourself self-sustainable. I mean, are you coming up as a 501c3? How does that work?
So, the creative district needed to be tied to a nonprofit. So the creative district is, tied to CDC Foundation. So that part's covered. We don't have to come up with a new nonprofit status. The other thing is it's not so much fundraising to become self-sustainable. We're trying to figure out revenue sources. So it would be pay for a service or pay for that type of thing. So, fundraising would be for, such as like something kind of out of our strategic plan, like this that Karlie came up with, or like special events. So, basically like any other organization, like Tailwinds or anything like that. So special events we might need to ask for that. But I really think that this digital projector it's not going to fund a full-time position, but if Karlie is getting a word for an event that they want to borrow it for, she could also charge for designing what they want displayed. So they could pay the creative district for the design of it, and then the rental of the digital projection. So it's coming up with little things like that to try to create revenue for services. And then again, advertising.
It's something it's a hurdle all creative districts are facing, is how are we gonna become self-sustainable? Vincent does a great job of doing monthly events. It's a first Friday art walk, and they do, all kinds of artists, almost like farmers markets, where artists come down and display their work. So yeah, just thinking of different ways that we can have revenue sources.
So when they do the first Friday walk, they do it as a revenue source, so like the artists have to pay for their spot?
Yeah, or I don't know how exactly they're doing that, but I know that it is one of the revenue sources. I don't know if people take tickets to go on this walk, or if the artists are paying a fee to be a vendor fee.
I think the vendor fee is where that's coming in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So, and then in the creative, there's lots of ways to be creative. So what's your vision for the creatives? I mean,
yeah.
you want to spotlight all of them? Are you really focusing on specific things?
No, I think in a small town, you have to support all of them. Artists, crafters, writers, musicians,
Podcasters.
all creatives.
Culinary.
Of
Yes,
course, everything, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when we had representatives from the Nebraska Arts Council come to COZAD for a walkthrough after I submitted our request to be designated, I used Crazy Town Cookies as one of our featured creative businesses, because those cookies are a piece of artwork. So yeah, it would touch on everything. The Band Factory bringing comedians in. I mean, those type of things we would want to partner with. All mediums.
I grew up in the Benson area. So I'm gonna have a look at that. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Before all this happened, so
yeah. They're a very,
I'd like
very
to see
creative community.
how that changed the area down there.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
look at it.
creativity brings people into your community.
100%.
People want to live in beautiful places.
So are you reciprocal on boards then? Like, are you on the tourism board? Are you on the CDC board? How does that work?
I am on the tourism board. Well, I'm considered a non-voting member. Yeah, no, not on the CDC board. I'm trying to think of different things that I've been involved in. Community leaders, Rotary, PDT, planning committee. Yeah, I'm trying to get involved in as many things as I can, of course.
How do you know who's on what board? How does the community know who's on what board if you had a question for a board member?
I could just reach out to a representative of the organization.
But how do I know as a community member?
The
who's
chamber.
on board?
Would be a great
Yeah,
resource.
you could call me and I can give you that information.
Yeah.
I don't have anything posted
We have
anywhere.
several different boards, the tourism, the chamber.
Oh gosh, there's so many. There's so many in COZAD.
Yeah, and it's like, who's on the board
I
if you
think
had a question?
I just
Or
sent that
like
list
you
to
said,
somebody, and I
last
think
week,
there's like
Daryl,
13.
I would talk to her.
I think the chamber is your best one call for the answer.
To find out who
Mhm.
to ask.
Yeah.
Jen, or you.
Me.
You.
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Okay, I can do that.
Jen's with
Yeah.
the CDC.
Yeah.
All those
I- I think
acronyms
that
kind of
makes
get
I'll
passed around.
Yeah.
that would be something Karlie could project.
Mhm.
Acronyms,
Mhm.
they do get confusing.
Different foundations.
Absolutely. Yeah, we actually could spotlight an organization. That would be another way to use it. So, Absolutely, yeah, that would be
I
great.
hear that a lot with people around the community. I like the alternative. I was telling George, because we were gonna go to the open house and we were not able, we got the clean windows. We weren't able to make it back, and I talked to a lady, I said, did you go to the alternative? Where's that at?
Yeah.
When was that? Paper, Facebook, everything, she has to, didn't, I mean, it's just crazy that people.
But that's also gonna be what we're, going to be targeting with our mobile app that I told you guys about.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be launching that, we're hoping in January, right, Jordan?
Yeah.
The creative district will have, so when you go to the homepage,
That's what you said
Yeah.
last time, yeah, you go to the page of the mobile, to the
Yeah.
phone. Will Cosette ever, do you think, get an LED sign?
maybe.
A lot of people, like even your main street here, right? Then you could say to them, well, how would you not know about that? Try to get out of the house.
Yep, it's definitely being talked about.
Good. I'm so glad about that.
Yep.
For people to be informed, I don't like it when someone, I didn't know about that. I said, well, don't read the paper, don't you? On Facebook,
Yep.
these people do, they don't. It's not like if you would see it on an LED sign. I've always kind of been an advocate for that. I'd even be part of the fundraiser too, if they wanted to fundraise for it.
Write that
It's
down.
money.
I'm just making a note.
Yeah, do. I give
Be
to
careful
it.
what you wish for.
I
Once you
would
get on
give-
one committee, you get on all of them.
Yeah, I would give to that because
We're always loving new people around the table.
I believe in that. I believe people would be informed.
Yes, we all agree.
Yeah.
100%.
So when you're talking about the mural, and then you're talking about LED signs, I think of like the school's LED sign that is not working right now, but how obnoxious that was in the middle of the night that it was on. Are there gonna be set times that will turn off?
Digital. Mhm.
Oh, sure, yeah. The display on the 100 corner, on that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would display from in the evening until the morning, so,
I mean, I don't think that would bother me.
No,
I mean,
there's
there's
not
no
gonna be a-
houses or anything around there to irritate it.
I don't think it's in an area where it would be a nuisance.
No.
And people are downtown at night, some restaurants and stuff, so we definitely want them to see that.
The police officers working the night shift, entertainment on a slow night.
There are no- there are no slow lights.
Going to work in the morning.
That's what it is. Yeah. LED, people pull over, watch it, look at it, see, what's going on. Like your event coming up next month, people would know that it was there.
Yeah, LED sign is a great idea.
Who made the bronze statues here, that are here? Who does
That are
that?
outside?
Yeah, who made that?
The foundation bought those from, the library foundation bought the two that we have from an artist out of Utah. His name is Gary Price.
Well, who did, okay, so there's bronze statues in Hastings, in
Oh,
Grand
there's
Island,
many,
is that the
many
same
artists.
outfit or?
No,
is that-
there are many artists that do
With the
bronze.
silence.
Oh,
Isn't that cool?
Have you guys,
That'd be really cool around here, you guys mentioned it, you know,
have you guys been to Sioux Falls?
no.
If you guys take a little mini vacation, I would say Sioux Falls. You will spend hours downtown, just looking at their art, their shops. It's just,
Just phenomenal.
it is a creative district within itself. So I would love to see Cozad as a smaller Sioux Falls or a smaller Austin, Texas. That's my dream.
Lincoln actually has quite a few bronzes downtown, if you walk around downtown.
Look,
But yeah, downtown Sioux Falls, you're gonna have music going. You'll be able to look at all the sculptures. They have tour,
Yeah, that
It's
one
just
Grand
beautiful.
Island, for example, it was a xylophone, and it was a guy, and you could go up and play it if you wanted to.
yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Absolutely. Norfolk has like what Carly was talking about, in that one corner downtown where they have that beautiful Johnny Carson mural. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's just, look it up. It's absolutely amazing. But they took down an old building and they created an open space, kind of like our green space.
Okay.
And, they feature playground equipment for kids to come and be creative on. which is
Cool.
really something fun for us to think about. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then also they have, during the correct seasonal months, they'll have like farmer's market, they'll have, artist market, that type of thing. And so people can utilize that spot. So we have a lot of templates out there that we don't have to reinvent the wheel and create things on our own. So that's what's really gonna be helpful to Karlie, is
Oh, yeah.
not having to come up with all these ideas and then what are the logistics of getting permission. She'll have a lot of great contacts around the state.
Is that part of like your training? Do you get to go to other creative districts, and if so,
See what
where
they
have you
do.
been?
Yeah, I went to the Nebraska Chamber Conference, Nebraska Tourism Conference, and yeah, the other creative districts, like I said, we have a cohort meeting, and yep, we've been in contact with each other. I plan to go to Norfolk, I plan to go to Ashland, I was like Asheville, Ashland, yep. Yeah. So,
Kind of get creative ideas for going there too, for other people
Absolutely.
ideas,
Mhm.
brainstorm.
Mhm.
Suppose that's got a lot of stuff going for it.
mhm.
Like you.
It's always a good day to be Haymaker and Kozak.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, we're coming up on about 10 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions for Karlie?
I like the tree. I told George.
Oh,
I love
nice.
it.
Tree, yeah.
Yeah,
Was that part of the creative district?
No, that was
that was your idea, that was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I presented Jack Spalding with an idea and he ran with it.
Love it, Karlie. So Jordan, it's awesome.
We teamed up.
Yeah. It's great, Jack.
And you guys had a really good response downtown
Mhm.
to the tree lighting ceremony.
I think my favorite response was when I posted the picture on Facebook of them welding it. And I was like, what could they possibly be making? And I was getting all kinds of ideas, so you never know, I might just.
What kind of idea was it?
Yeah, we got igloo, what else did we get? Santa house, but that was already planned out. What else was there? There was, igloo came up quite a bit of times, which I can see
Yeah.
how that image kind of looks similar to an igloo, so. Yeah, there was a lot of fun ideas on there, so we might just have to keep pulling from them and.
Steal and tweet.
I won't keep pestering Jack, but there's others.
I mean, I think it would be really neat in February if you had like a lit up heart with red lights down there. I mean,
Yeah, kind of like a little archway that you could go like
so
walk
it's just
through.
like, that is art in itself for us, and we can just get to be known for the little things that we're doing differently. And, you'll see that with what the welcome garden is going to turn out to be. It's going to be unique.
And the nice part is Carly's in my office with me, so I feel like we bounce around ideas a lot too.
Oh,
So,
yeah, two creative minds together, that's good.
yep, we have some fun little popcorn, what do you call it? Popcorn popper?
machine.
Yeah, popcorn machine sessions in there.
Perfect.
So you're fundraising, so what is the end goal what was the amount again that you're?
The projector itself costs $3,600, and, so with install costs and everything, we set our goal at 5,000.
Okay.
If we got to 4, we could order it and
Right.
install it in a temporary location.
So how do you know what you're collecting, what your amount is now?
How does she or how would you?
Yeah, as a community member, how,
Outside of our office at the chamber, there's a thermometer that we're coloring it up. Yeah, that's what that's for.
Okay.
Yep, right there on our mural of Mount Crumpet.
I saw that, I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's what that is, so, yeah. I actually have some coloring that I need to do on it, so I'm slowly moving up.
That's a great question.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like to thank Karlie again for coming. I have lots of great questions today. I feel better informed, so that's good. Our next community chat is January 10th, and Amara Block, she's the co-owner of the new brewery that's coming to present. She's gonna be here and talking about everything she's gonna be doing, so.
That'll be great.
And then in February, Peter Osborne from the Henry is gonna be here to talk about the new gallery that they're doing a campaign for. And then Camp Kanika is gonna come in March and talk about their vision, which is pretty amazing stuff, so I invite you to come back, or if you can't make it, check it out on our YouTube site the next day. So, thank you guys all for coming today.
Thanks for hosting these, Lori.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
very informative, you get to find out, so I like it.
Well, I just think it's a great way to get the correct information.
Do a lot of people, do they go to YouTube and watch it?
Different people do. I still think